Welcome into Why So Sidious, a nerd podcast. This is Week in Geek. We're going to be discussing a couple trailers. We got Supergirl. We're also going to go over Dune 3 again, Star Wars Darth Maul, Shadow Lord, because the crew's all split up. We're kind of randomly covering episodes. So haven't heard Dave's opinion on Dune 3 or Shadow Maul. We might not have even talked about that. Supergirl trailer just came out. Doomsday might have switched release day spots. It was going to be Dunesday. That's kind of a big deal. Same target market. So we'll talk about that. And that's about it. Also, Sadie Sink might have signed a big Marvel deal. I think about 5 movies, a couple TV shows. We'll talk about that. Maybe she's Jean Grey. That seems so crazy, but apparently it might be true. Other than that, we are at Why So Sidious Pod, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X. We're live on YouTube right now. If you're listening on Spotify, go check us out on YouTube for some extra content. And if you're into buying comics, go buy some comics at Panel Bound Comics. Use code YSOCities at checkout. They actually do have really solid deals, and it'll help support the show. We also have a website up and running. And if you look at the link in the description, you can find our new website. It's kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. You got our merchandise in there, another way to support the show. You got podcast links, you got all of our social links, and a Meet the Crew page. Fun little experiment we've been working on. And stay tuned for our Daredevil reviews. We did our Daredevil review of the season 2 premiere on our last Week in Geek. Andy and Lub and Dave, actually, yeah. So check that out. We're going to be doing Daredevil episodes, 2 and 3 this weekend. So look out for that Born Again review. But let's get into Week in Geek. And starting with a little box office semi-update on one of Dave's movies in our box office draft. So go check out that episode. We've freaking done it, 3-4 years in a row. So it's a lot of fun. We draft our movies and we add up all their box office earnings at the end of it and see who got the most. It's pretty cool. But Super Mario Galaxy, it looks like it's heading for a massive opening weekend. And what we want to do here, folks, is not encourage Dave to win a third year in a row. So this is damnation for us other three, because Project Hail Mary did really well too. And that was like a 4th round pick, and a 3rd. So
that's at 360 million right now, I think.
Okay.
Which is solid. Yeah, really good for it.
So it looks like you're in for another $350 opening. I mean, that's going to cover Project Hail Mary in its opening weekend. So probably going to reach $1 billion. You motherfucker.
He just, as JD's once said, you just got to grab life by the horn sometimes, right and there. Just really draft a better team.
Lib and Andy think I should be mad that you took Project Hail Mary for me. And I said it was free game. But now I'm starting to take it back, and maybe that was personal, and you're after me and my dogs, and this is getting crazy. Because
it was right after you snagged Dune 3 when you were deciding between that and Michael. That's when I knew I had to steal Project Hail Mary out from under you. It was the 4th pick too, second to last pick.
Yeah, that's a solid pick for that. Michael's supposed to. It looks like it's going to have the biggest opening out of any musical biopic. I saw that headline today.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not looking bad. But they also have a pretty low opening weekend for a lot of the biopics. It's going to beat Straight Outta Compton, which had 70 million or something like that.
I was going to say there's not a high bar for that, though. So just because it's the highest musical biopic, yeah, they're not exactly. Every once in a while, I think Bohemian Rhapsody dropped a lot. But other than that, they typically don't hit very high on the box office.
And then Michael seems like maybe the most popular biopic they've done one on yet.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's the most popular pop star in the history of pop. So yeah. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody got almost $1 billion. It got 910 million, and that was just about Queen. So you're rocking Michael Jackson. Maybe they can.
Bohemian Rhapsody almost hit $1 billion.
Yeah, I did not know that until right now. 910 million.
Oh, that's weird. There's no way they had something around under 100 million opening weekend and then hit $1 billion. So I feel like is Michael
and that's
a
music. That? Let me see if I can double check. Yeah. Opening 51 million was the opening for Bohemian domestic.
Domestic. I wonder what worldwide, but doesn't that seem like a really low opening for it to almost hit $1 billion?
It does, yeah, absolutely. It must have
$1 billion movies usually have
picked
like
up steam. Like,
yeah.
okay, gross opening was 216 million. There you go.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm so stupid. That's gross domestically. Don't listen to me. That's total for their domestic. So 700 million in international and 200 domestic. That's pretty wild.
Wow. I feel like you could expect those numbers with Michael.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be crazy. But yeah, that's our box office update. I'm gonna be honest, Andy, your team is just gonna suffer. I promise you.
Well, I know, and we may have some news for. I mean, when does his first movie drop here? Is it Supergirl?
Toy Story 5?
Toy Story?
Okay. Supergirl? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. R.I.P. Andy. Good first year. All right. Well, speaking of box office, let's get into Marvel. There was a lot of hype behind Dunesday, and they were going to release on the same exact day, which is crazy because it's such a similar market. But it sounds like possibly Avengers is going to move 1 week ahead of schedule, which if I know that Dune 3 actually has an exclusive IMAX deal to where Doomsday would not be able to have a single IMAX screen for like the first 2 or 3 weeks. So
yeah,
I think that's huge for both movies. I mean, they're obviously going to take a chunk out of each other's box office, but then Avengers also will have a week of opportunity to hit the IMAX screen. So I think it's nothing but a win. And it helps both these movies that are on my box office draft. So win, 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 win. I'm all about it. Because honestly, dude, if they come out on the same day, I don't think I could make it through 2 movies in one day in my life. I would have to wait. That'd be the worst.
They're both like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do that in one day. And I don't know. Again, if they move Doomsday to the 11th, that's my birthday, so I'm gonna have an excuse to go to that one opening night, and then a week after, maybe I can squeeze out another excuse to go see Dune. But the problem is if we're doing IMAX at the full IMAX in our city, now we're talking $25, $30 tickets, maybe 25. So now you're $50 and you got 6 hours and you're trying to find the time to do all this, but they are 2 of the biggest movies of our generation probably dropping right now. So at that same point, it's like, yeah, it is very inconvenient, but probably got to make some sacrifices to make this happen. And getting Doomsday on IMAX, I think that is huge. If they got 1 week where they could snag IMAX for the first week there, I think that not only be huge for box office, but just for the fans in general. Especially if this is a big meaningful movie to you, man. I know for me, with the most recent, like Dune Part 2, I saw it in IMAX, and I'm absolutely seeing Dune Part 3 in IMAX. And certain movies, you just want to have that experience. It's the difference between IMAX in your living room with the scale of the screen and the ratio and the way it's shot and everything. That's the biggest difference you're ever going to get there. So to be able to see Doomsday in IMAX, I think is a pretty important deal.
Dune 2 made 700 million. So has Dune 3 got a shot at $1 billion?
It's hard to say, bro. It really is. It's hard to say. But
I want them to so bad. I want them to hit the $1 billion club.
Coming off of Part 2, Part 1 wasn't as well received. It was a bit slower, and then Dune 2 blew up. So coming off of a Dune 2 movie that really shook the world, maybe Dune 3 has a chance to beat it.
Because Dune 1 went from 400 worldwide, and then Dune 2 hit 700. So if you add another 300 and continue this pattern, let's go.
Now, wasn't Dune 1 in 2021, though? I think that was a COVID release. So the numbers are a bit skewed on Dune Part 1. So it should have been higher, really, probably. But
so meaning possibly less growth in that way. But Dune 2, I think, bought way more of the audience. I've heard a lot of people say like Dune 1 was slow, didn't love it. Dune 2 sold me. It was like action packed and I loved it. So hopefully they got a ton of just hype and a lot more people on board, and hopefully it crosses $1 billion, dude. It deserves it so bad.
Yeah. When you're bringing Robert Pattinson into the game, that trailer that came out was freaking epic. It's got the hype by all means. Timothy Chalamet is bringing in the hype. The cast is massive. Florence Pugh, Zendaya. I mean, Jason Momoa is back. It's just a massively entertaining cast, and it's just there's so much to bite into that would bring people to the theaters. So, yeah, I wanna say I think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I believe in Dune Part 3.
Yeah. But if I'd put money on it, I feel like it'll sit around like high 8s or 900.
Yeah, and I'm good with that.
I hope
we can break 8.
All right, so you've been a busy man lately with a new member of the family. We never got your Dune 3 trailer thoughts, the little teaser trailer that dropped. So how did you feel about it, man?
Oh, I loved it. Timothy and his little chanting, the score that played throughout it still is in it's like a workout track, man. You throw that on when you got to hit your max rep there, because that thing, dude, oh, it just got me so hyped. You have the score rising, you've got the visuals, these beautiful IMAX cinematic visuals, and then that chanting score in the background. I don't think it would have mattered what was on screen. That score right there alone was like just got me so amped. I just can't freaking wait. But it looks great. Robert Pattinson looks amazing. Jason Momoa looks great, which I know people are confused about that one, but it will make sense. Apparently we're jumping 17 years into the future, which the only character who looked 17 years older was Chani. It looked like they made Zendaya's hair thin out and like she almost looks gray. Yeah, a little bit. Other than that, I don't know, that it's hard to see Paul Atreides being 17 years in the future based on how he looked. But I'm stoked on this. I think it looks great. Trailer looks sick. I fully trust in Denis after this trailer.
Yeah. This is a trailer specifically. I didn't need a teaser because I know the cinematography is going to be amazing. I know the tech is going to look badass. I know we're going to have a lot of sand. I know we got a Paul Atreides and this and that. Like I didn't need a teaser to show me that this looks really, really badass. Like it told you the vibe and it told you the aesthetics. It's kind of a trick with the third movie though. If it's really good, like I'm just excited for the trailer that shows us the plot points and stuff, especially because people don't like the book.
Right. And that wasn't that didn't explain really anything at all as far as what the movie, what direction the movie. Yeah, it was just full on 100% vibes trailer right there is what that was. Like him ascending the staircase and just seeing the millions of followers that he has compared to the last shot of Dune Part 2 when he does it and it's thousands of Fremen. It's just, it gave me chills.
Aura farms to the max.
Yeah, he's so good at that.
Who would have guessed the Willy Wonka guy?
Dude, just biggest goofball, just absolute most aura in the galaxy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we kind of drifted from Marvel, but we're technically still on Marvel, folks. But the next rumor here, and I'm still coming to terms with the situation where Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. That seems so absurd to me, but it's catching so much steam to where like major outlets, like people like John Campea are saying it's like she's definitely Jean Grey. It's just not confirmed yet. And that's so weird to think about a Jean Grey and a Spider-Man. But anyway, the rumor here is Sadie Sink has just signed a big movie deal with Marvel, like 5 movies and some TV appearances. So do you buy that or no?
So it was rumored that her contract was extended, or that's
the rumor was from My Time to Shine. Hello, they said that she signed a big deal, which they've been right on some stuff. not all the time. You can't count on them, but sometimes they get stuff right.
True. No, yeah. Every once in a while they hit something. I mean, the last thing I saw about Sadie Sink came out about a week ago, and I think it was right with the trailer drop, and people were saying like, yeah, everybody got hyped for Jean Grey, but she's actually, and it was some pretty lame basic character. I forgot who it was. It's almost somebody like less significant than Typhoid Mary from Daredevil stories. Like it was a really low key character that people were apparently saying she was, and then I haven't heard anything.
Punisher sidekick.
No, it wasn't even Punisher's trainer. Okay. It was like a villain almost. It was somebody on the bad side of things.
There's also Firestorm, people are saying, which I don't know.
I think it was Firestorm. Maybe it was Firestorm. But it was just somebody who didn't excite me at all. But a lot of people were very convinced that was the case, and it
Stoked about
wasn't
it.
Jean Grey. Yeah, I don't know though, but apparently, yeah, now I'm hearing that more people are back to being very confident that she's Jean Grey. Jean Grey doesn't seem to fit in the story, so I'm totally with that.
So there's
Yeah,
no X-Men
really,
in the MCU.
and
I
that's
mean,
a
this
weird
is so
intro.
weird.
You're gonna
Yeah.
use Jean Grey with Spider-Man to introduce the X-Men into the MCU. That's like the last thing I would have had on my bingo card to happen. So I feel like I'm still expecting her to just be kind of a small, obscure character.
I don't believe it in my heart that she's Jean Grey. That seems way too outlandish. We're talking about X-Men that don't exist in the MCU. One of the most main, like, powerhouse X-Men period in a Spider-Man movie. Just none of it makes sense. Would you be excited if she was Jean Grey? It's confirmed tomorrow. Are you happy or kind of like confused?
I think I would be slightly disappointed because I feel like we'd be going back to the X-Men First Class age group of our heroes, like the teenager heroes, where I'd much rather have like a 30-year-old Jean Grey right now, where they're at the same age as our Avengers, or at least close. I don't want them really to be the young Avengers and the young X-Men, so I think I'd prefer it to be somebody a little older than Sadie Sink.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd be happy just because it's so weird. Like, I'd be just excited to see why, how, and I'd be excited for the X-Men. So surface level, I'd be stoked, but at the same time, yeah, it's really weird. Spider-Man's getting stuffed with characters. You're like, what? Punisher doesn't fit there. He's rated R. Hulk doesn't fit there. He's Hulk. Jean Grey, she's an X-Men. She doesn't fit there. It's getting really weird.
Yeah, super weird. And now the ninja aspect of that trailer too, whether that was the hand or the 10 rings, whatever, people were theorizing that too. There's just so many different aspects coming into this movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you notice that he was handed the key to the city to the mayor? Love brought this up. I didn't even catch that. Is that a spoiler for Daredevil?
I mean, it has to be, yeah, because she's Fisk's assistant right now. And she still
I didn't catch who it was. Who is it?
Oh,
who
yeah, it's the chick who was
Heather?
kind of his assistant. No, the black
Sheila.
lady who's Sheila. Yes, it was her.
Oh,
which kind of shows that she stuck around and did. Which, yeah, it's kind of a spoiler because I don't know if you, and I'm not going to spoil anything from Daredevil. I'm not going to spoil anything that's been shown in Daredevil. But you're watching Daredevil right now in episode 1. I'm not far into it at all of season 2, and it's kind of giving vibes that she's maybe like assimilating with Fisk, like she's bought into Fisk's program. So now we all of a sudden see a trailer where she's the mayor and is handing the key to Spider-Man. It's like, well, something happened. Clearly Fisk isn't mayor anymore by the time Spider-Man comes out, and somehow Sheila got the position. So yeah, weird to include that. Like, was that necessary to include that quick second shot in the trailer while this season of Daredevil is airing?
Maybe it's like a low-key like marketing. Like, I know we're spoiling stuff, but I'm telling you, Daredevil is important for this, and the Punisher coming right out after that, and the Punisher's in the Spider-Man movie. Maybe they're just trying to like get the super nerds who look deep into it and like tell them it's going to connect to Daredevil. But
I feel like they could have just had her show. I don't know, just showing she was the mayor right off the bat. It just confirmed that Fisk is no longer mayor by the time this movie comes out.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if the marketing team just didn't like put that together, and they just added this clip and him getting the key, and they didn't think of it, and it's like, oh, whoops, you never know.
Or it was intentional, and the actual scene in the movie is a Fisk handing him the key or
different
something.
person.
Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe that was a red herring there they threw out, but
that would be my new favorite red herring trailer thing, because I've done that before. Hulk and Infinity War, which just was the worst.
Right, that there's your least favorite. So now
you should have just told us what was coming. But if they could have done that, that would be badass if that ends up being Fisk doing that. Yeah. And since you weren't maybe right, did you like the Spider-Man trailer? Because like Dune, I don't think you were there for that one.
No, I missed both of those. I thought it was okay. I liked some. I liked the aspect. We got down and out Peter, depressed Peter, which is always peak Spider-Man when you've got a depressed, living on your own Peter Parker. So that was a great start. I loved the shot where he's looking at his phone, depressed, looking at his friends, and then he kind of just lets himself fall off the building, and he's going face first, and we get the inside the mask shot but it's so different because we've had the inside the mask shot before with Peter, but it's been an Iron Man technology in his mask. And we got the shot with it, but it's just a regular fabric mask there. So there's no technology, there's no beeping. It's just his eyes looking dead inside as he's falling for it. So I thought it was a really, really cool shot.
Agreed.
And then I thought the Frank stuff was cool. It was small, you know. I don't think, again, he went to drop the F word and he got webbed in the mouth. So I thought that was, you know, a cute little way to do that. But no, overall, I thought it was an entertaining trailer. I'm still not positive. I feel like the hand is the obvious answer to the red group of ninjas there. But it did look like Death Dealer leading the group in front, who's from the 10 Rings. So now I am a little curious, but it makes so much more sense for it to be the hand. The only thing that doesn't is it's the director of Shang-Chi who's directing this movie. So maybe he does bring a character over. Yeah. So no, overall, I thought it was pretty good. It didn't blow me away, but I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was stoked to watch a Spider-Man trailer, so I was happy about that. It was a lot of fun, but I'm not like loving the whole of spider evolving thing and him.
Yeah.
That seems like a really weird route to go. So I'm hoping that's going to be, come across a lot cooler than I feel like it would come across, because you're just getting into kind of weird territory with we're going grounded and we're going normal Spider-Man, but also we're going through some really weird spider changes. So it's really like feels less grounded than we were hoping for.
Yeah, I don't need the body horror like spider evolution of
He
man.
better not start
It's
growing the
horrible.
ass.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy that on the comic book panels. I'm not going to enjoy that live action on the screen. Certain aspects of it were interesting. He's got the organic web shooters all of a sudden, like Toby had. So that was very interesting. I'm wondering where they're going with that. And he's evolving, so evidently he's getting stronger. But again, to me, the him getting stronger thing doesn't really do much to me anyways, because we never see him at full power anyways. He's always holding back. We never see. So him getting stronger, it's like, so now he just has to hold back more, I guess, because we never get to see him at 100% power anyways. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So the plot itself that was revealed in the trailer didn't do much for me, but the shots of it, Punisher, I loved all that.
Yeah. Same. I'm still super, super, super excited. The trailer just felt kind of weird. Like a solid 7.8 out of 10 trailer. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It broke a billion views in a week record for any trailer. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I think that'll be the first. It's definitely going to make a billion. It's going to be the first one that's made a billion for the MCU Spider-Man,
which is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's weird. That doesn't seem right, especially No Way Home. But I guess, was that a COVID movie too?
Yeah, that was COVID movie.
Okay. Yeah. Damn it, COVID.
Because there's no way No Way Home made more than, Far From Home. There's no way that made more than No Way Home just because it was pre-COVID, right?
1.9 for no. Did Far From Home? Oh my God, did Far From Home hit $2 billion? No, okay.
Oh,
Far From Home got 1.1 billion, and No Way Home got 1.9. So No Way Home beat.
Oh, okay.
Amount.
Yeah, that was.
And it was still COVID.
This will not be the first $1 billion MCU Spider-Man movie. But no. I looked at No Way Home and it assumed that was the highest, and I didn't even look at the other ones. But of course, those are $1 billion. It's freaking Spider-Man.
Homecoming got 880 million. But yeah, I would expect at least. Okay. I don't know. I think 1.5 isn't that crazy of a guess for this Spider-Man movie.
Right. Well, that's it for Marvel. Let's just do one DC thing. A nice Supergirl trailer came out. We've had one teaser so far. That didn't really give us any plot, which teasers are not supposed to give any plot. And now got this full-blown trailer. Got some plot. Got some more characters. Got some more Lobo. I liked it a lot, way more than the first one. The first one, I totally agree with the internet. It just felt like Guardians of the Galaxy. Second one, it has some plot details that separates it a little bit, even though the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, the dog's hurt, Rocket Raccoon, Guardians 3. So I was like, yeah, there's still a lot of Guardian stuff, but I don't care. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. So if it feels like that a little bit, that's fine. But this one did seem cooler to me. I liked a lot of the action, looked cool. Some laser eye stuff looked really cool. More emotion than I expected. Lobo is still like, I don't know what's
I was
off about Lobo, but he's not like so impactful as I thought he would be.
okay. I was
So we'll
curious
see
what
how
you
it
thought
goes.
about it. Okay.
I don't know. Something's off. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but he doesn't seem um I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm sure he will be okay. But you also looking like Guardians of the Galaxy. You got him twirling in circles, doing the crazy screaming thing or laughing thing
Yeah.
as he's doing the
The same
circular
fight
attack.
camera work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well,
but I don't know.
and it
That's not
looks
why I don't love Lobo. It's just something's off.
right. It looks like he's teaming up with Supergirl too, which is interesting. That's not what I
Yeah.
expected initially, but I guess maybe that was known all along. Yeah, I don't know. The trailer wasn't bad. There were parts that I thought were really cool. It definitely was a John Wick meets Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. You know, you got the dog motivation there, and it's Guardians because of the music. It has a Guardians feel because
Yeah,
of the
they throw
music
in very
playing during
Guardians
it.
music.
The bright, vibrant lights and the lasers, the different multicolored lasers of different guns is very Guardians-esque. And the sarcastic humor. So that's just all James Gunn staples. So it does feel like Guardians, not to the extent where it's taking me out of it. The thing that I wasn't crazy about was the villains themselves. I got the feel that these are going to be very forgettable villains that we're never going to
Like
think of again. It's just kind of going to be
they're,
cannon fodder, just
they're
space
like
pirate
Ravagers.
villains. Yeah, exactly. It's just another group of Ravagers, just unknown space pirates that is light work for Supergirl. So obviously they're going to have to come up with some power dampening thing to make it an actual fair fight. So that aspect of it, I was like, yeah, that doesn't get me going. But the rest of the trailer, there were some really cool scenes. I love the good God, the heat vision where she blasts that dude out of the door. There was a few really cool sequences like that. And I liked Lobo's appearance here. I agreed with you on the last trailer. I thought he looked a little off. I thought his look worked really well for me this trailer. The only thing that didn't hit, and I'm curious, is he going to be doing the Lobo accent, or are we just going to get Jason Momoa talking trash?
He said one thing that was very accenty that told
he
me
said
he's
touche.
gonna do. Yeah, that one.
He said, "Aren't you that ditz from the dive bar?" And she said, "That's funny. That's what I've been calling you." And he said, "Touche," which I thought was kind of a lame back and forth between the two. But I thought the look looked great. But I'm curious if he's gonna be dropping words, like fragging and calling himself the main man and all the kind of goofy stuff. But it's kind of a staple in the comics, or if it's just gonna be Jason Momoa's voice through it all. But as far as visuals, I thought he looked good in the trailer.
Good. Yeah, that's good. There also looked like really cool space battles going on. I think this will be more action packed than Superman.
Yeah,
And I think like more fun and entertaining than Superman. And it's already based
totally.
off a book. They already have a blueprint for a story. So I trust the story will be good. And
Okay.
I personally think I'll like this more than I like Superman. We're both kind of in the high sevens with Superman, low
Yeah,
eights, something like that. I think this could
yeah,
be a
high seven
solid
for me.
8.5 if I were to guess.
Okay.
And I hope for more.
I'm
Hope for more. Hopefully it's a fucking
yeah,
10.
I'm hoping it hits an 8 for me. I'm hoping it just beats Superman for me, honestly. And I think it's possible. Again, Superman wasn't a crazy high bar for me. So I think it can beat it out, especially if Lobo's done well and the tragedy of Krypton falling and her dealing with that is written, which James Gunn is great at writing characters in tragedy. So and dealing that with emotion and all the Guardians Volume 3 tragedy and dealing with that with their kind of humor and everything. He writes that stuff really well. So I could see it being a solid movie at this point.
Is he the writer on it?
I think so. Is he not? Is he
like,
just a director?
I feel like he's not. Well, he's not directing it. I know that.
Oh, that's right. No,
I want to say it's great.
Oh, son of a gun. Yeah, he's not even the writer.
Is a writer.
Unbelievable. What am I talking about?
What else?
Well, then I guess we have to rely on Anna to write a tragic character then.
Yeah, that's why it's weird that it feels so much like a James Gunn film.
Yeah.
But it's not even him. It's almost like, is this maybe it's not his fault and they are just trying to appease the boss. Like, let's just do Guardians.
Is he at least the producer on it? He's got to be the producer. But
yeah.
Okay. And director Craig Gillespie. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like you don't have to just follow the same vibe as Guardians of the Galaxy just because you're in space. I want to be in space and have like this, I like the interstellar feel. It's dramatic and scary and like vast. This feels like
Right. Instead
I
of like a
kind of want it
party,
to
you're
be
popping in and out.
right, right, like a party.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, David's been busy. New father.
Mm.
Congratulations, David. Beautiful
Thank
baby,
you.
healthy baby.
Yeah.
And we also don't know anything about your thoughts on Darth Maul. So, first of all, season 2 might have. Is this official confirmed stuff here? Season 2 is green lit.
Well, I don't know. I can't trust Andy with anything anymore. That could have been a joke too. I don't know.
You can't trust a man with that kind of a box office team. You just can't.
Yes, it is official. It's been renewed for season 2 already.
Okay, so that's
wild.
crazy. Let's first. How do you feel about especially that latest trailer that came out? Because I thought it was pretty freaking dope.
Yeah, the one that came out a few days ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think every trailer's looked solid so far. There's been some sweet lines with Sam Witwer. There's been some sweet TV spots where it's just Maul reciting stuff while he's tearing people up. I think this looks really good. Every little promo that's dropped has got me a little bit more hyped for it. So I'm actually really looking forward to this. Whereas when they released the news for it, even though it's Maul, I wasn't crazy about it. But compared to now, I'm super ready for this. And this comes out in a few days now, right? Is it the 6th?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
this is
great
coming out
news.
this week. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm actually surprised at how excited I am for this because just the animation stuff is hit or miss. Trailers certainly don't get me excited. Into the Spider-Verse, I was never excited for that. That turned out to be amazing, but it was never a trailer that got me hyped. It was public reception. No, but Darth Maul, this like even just the trailers look so sick. It's like what I want out of Star Wars recently or lately or forever. But I mean, I'd prefer this live action, but it does look so sick. Looks like we got plenty. It looks like we got a couple hallway scenes an episode, maybe. And it looks like a lot of Sith. And who is the Inquisitor that everyone's raving about that has been from Clone Wars or Rebels or something else?
So we've seen a few. So we saw Marok, who is from Ahsoka. He's the one who looks like he's got a medieval knight helmet on. He's been
Live
in the
action
trailer.
Ahsoka?
Yeah. The live action one, who's in the black armor that, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Ahsoka, once he is defeated, he has green gas that comes out, and you find out the Night Sisters actually revived him and used him. But he was a Sith Inquisitor before that. He just was revived by the Night Sisters. So he's there, and then I forgot what number brother he is, but he's from the Tales of the Jedi chapter with Ahsoka, and he faces off against Ahsoka. He's got kind of the white bird mask looking thing almost. And Ahsoka wipes him out real quick in Tales of the Jedi. But you have both of those Inquisitors that were in the trailer. Yeah, kills him real quick.
Okay.
Super freaking quick.
That makes two characters we know die in the future, and when they die,
we know they're both going to die. Yeah. But we also know that Maul at least isn't going to be killing one of the Inquisitors. He might be killing Marok though.
Okay.
And then rumors about Vader showing up, but we'll see.
Yeah, that was a fan made shit when Vader was right there.
Right.
Andy. Freaking.
It's April 2nd, bro. Wake up.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. I really wish they did it live action though, but it still looks awesome. But that's all we got for Week in Geek. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay on the lookout for Daredevil coverage, our next Road to Secret Wars, maybe some Absolute Batman, perhaps. And yeah, we'll keep it coming. So we'll see you next time. Thank you guys for joining. Davidius, have a great night, my friend.
You too, sir.
Whatever, man.